This topic is the Cuban Missile Crisis, part of the AQA history unit on the Cold War 1945 to 72. In some ways, the Cuban Missile Crisis is the apex of the Cold War. It's the time we came closest to nuclear warfare and the fulfillment of mutual assured destruction. A time of real fear and genuine sense that things could have gone dangerously wrong. As a consequence of this crisis, a hotline was set up between Khrushchev and Kennedy so that they could talk directly to each other and thus avoid future conflicts of this kind. But this conflict also tells us really that God is in control. You see, it's really important to realize that throughout this crisis, there were many times when there could have been nuclear war. One example was when a Soviet sub was fearing that war had already started because they were being attacked. And it was only because a senior commodore was on that sub who vetoed the captain's desire to launch the missiles that war was avoided. Likewise, there were a couple of occasions when U-2 planes were shot down and Kennedy did not give the order to escalate. So we are very fortunate these things did not happen. And I often joke with the pupils, very fortunate as well that the atomic weapons were not invented centuries earlier, before there was a civilized way of dealing with warfare when it comes to these matters. But how did this conflict come about? Well, basically, Khrushchev had put nuclear missiles on Cuba because he felt that it was unfair that America had nuclear missiles in Turkey, so close to his own country. When America found out about these missiles, they put a naval blockade in place. And as a consequence, the Soviet Union initially showed no sign of stopping their sending of missiles to Cuba, and therefore there was the fear of real war. An exchange of letters took place between Kennedy and Khrushchev, in which Kennedy assured Khrushchev that he would not invade Cuba, and there's a feeling that he also secretly assured him that he would take away the missiles from Turkey. As a consequence, Khrushchev backed down, and Kennedy could, in one sense, say that he had a victory. And interestingly, Khrushchev was replaced as leader some years later. Well, thank you for listening.